on the beat, let's get it. Get wine on the mic, let's get it. H-U-I-double-L, let's get it. What's your name on the beat, let's get it. Then the I bite, sound sing me. I don't want to that be I. Then the I bite, sound sing me.
Well, welcome back to another video, and this is going to be hopefully a very special, well, it will be a special trip. It's my best mate Aaron's 40th birthday. Last year on his birthday we both broke our PBs. It got me into the 30s club, and that was on Eden Vale, but we are down on a much more sort of prestigious lake down here. We're on Woodland, and that's Coking Farm. It's very first lake that they ever built. I'm on peg 9. Got a little bit, sorry, I'm on peg 8. I've got a little bit of the island, I've got a nice little cove, and the margins, for talking to the anglers that have been fishing the last couple of days, the margins have been doing really well. But I'm going to get one out on the channel, one out by the, well, I've already sent them out, one out by the cove, and one in the margins. Yeah, it's like I said, it's Aaron's 40th birthday tomorrow, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to being down here, and if we could, either of us, break our PB, that would be amazing. There's some big fish in here, there's some really big catfish, I wouldn't mind one of those. There's some really big carp in here too. I've sent quite a bit of bait out. I'm using the house pellets and then buoys around about that sort of flavour, so the fishy flavours to sort of match. So they don't absolutely match the house pellets, but they are a similar flavour, so sort of almost match the hatch thing. I've got them on all 3 rods. Yeah, just trying my hardest. We'll see how we go on, guys. I'll see you on the next. Oh yeah, and how can I forget? Clammy Chris. I got here, first cast, bait boat wouldn't work. I tried to cast out, got in the tree. I think I was a bit flustered, and yes, snap rod. Clammy Chris strikes again. Never mind. Got a spare one. Off we go. Right, guys. Well, Aaron's really kindly let me use this bait boat because Clammy Chris as usual. Mine's not bloody working. So yeah, I'm going to get this bait boat ladened up. It's not the word I was looking for, but it'll work. So yeah, I've got some homemade boilies here. They're, like I said, they're a bit fishy flavour, similar to the house pellets. I've got some house pellets here. Work really well. Makes sense. And then as you're allowed here, you're only allowed 1 tin of corn. So last night I've been soaking them, so I'm going to get this loaded up and yeah, get this out of my spot.
Style is the answer to everything. A fresh way to approach a dull or dangerous thing. To do a dangerous thing with style is what I call art.
Guys, Clammy Chris, I knew I keep saying that, but it is true. I do keep mucking up, guys, and yeah, I had 3 matching rods. Well, no, I had 2 matching rods. I spent all week preparing with the one in the middle, and yeah, one broke, unfortunately. So I've ended up with 3 completely different rods. This little one here, which I do love fighting carp on. I've caught some big carp on that little one. That was meant to be sort of my floater rod if I was going to go for my spare one. Good job I brought it, to be fair. And yeah, I'm happy with my setup. Just a bit of a tackle tart. That's all. Been down here for a couple of hours. I'm on peg 8 at Woodland. Like I said, it's one of their original lakes, and it is it's a harder lake to fish, but you know that the rewards in here are really, really good. The carp in here and the catfish in here are absolutely extraordinary. So yeah, we've been down here for a couple of hours. I sent out, like I showed you before, I've sent out two rods on the bait boat, tight to the island. Well, one in a little cove, one quite tight to the island, the other one in the margins. And I've been seeing fish crash out there. Well, not crash, but feeding out there since I've got here. So I think the signs are really, really good. They're definitely over my spots. I've been using it now. I'll show you this now. I think I showed you this on a previous video. Yeah, the house pellets. I've gone for the slightly bigger ones this time, although I say slightly bigger. They're massive. I would say they're probably about 12 mil. So yeah, I've gone with a house pellet. And I'm chucking that out every sort of half an hour because they're definitely fish feeding in that spot. I can see them, so I want to keep that on the go. But it's just little and often at the moment, just trickling it out. I can underarm most of it, and the other one's just a little flick with the catapult, which is really cool. Looks like the weather's going to change. As you can see earlier on, it was really sunny, and now it's you can see that it's getting a lot darker now, and it's meant to be quite a wet and windy evening. So yeah, I'm trying to get a bit of nice filming in, enjoying the outdoors before I hunker down in the bivvy and in the dry. So fingers crossed I can get a fish between now and then. But we're here for 48 hours. I'm just building the swim up at the moment. We'll see how we get on, guys. Wow, the rain's just started to come in and pretty much bang on. It's said between 3 and 4, and it's 3:30, and the rain's just started. So I'm going to get out there quickly before it gets any worse and get some bait over those spots. It's about time anyway. I'm trying to do sort of every half hour to an hour. Literally not, just a handful over each spot. Nothing too much. Like I said, little and often, and see how we got on. So yeah, I'm going to get out there quickly, get some bait over those spots, a few boilies, a few pellets, and get back in the bivvy. See you in a minute, guys.
We're gonna do this one the right way. I believe in you. Trap, dreams, yeah. I know you only saw me for a few times, but I knew you all my life. I always think about you in the nighttime. The moon gives off your light, and it reminds me of you. What on earth am I gonna say to you? And every morning I pray for you. At work I'll stay for you. Our time never wastes. I wanna be the one add hope to your face. I know you've been fighting those ghosts MMA. I wanna give you all of the most lemonade in the world. And you're a very nice girl. Wash and set with some very nice girls.
Well, the lights suddenly gone down quick. If I'm being honest, I did have a little bit of a nap earlier on, but I did have another little knock before that went off. So yeah, I tried my own boilies, and I rolled some of them last year and had some really, really good results on them. So I sort of rolled some. It was more to save some money, really. Yeah, I thought I'd put them on as hook baits. Yeah, I've had, apart from those little knocks and bites I've had, not much more than that. So I'm actually going to go back now, change baits before it gets dark. I'm going to change baits to baits that I know will work well. So yes, one of them is going to be the Ooze It bubblegum, which really, really has done me well. As you know, and as you've seen in previous videos. Cheese and garlic pellet, again, another one that I've definitely caught on before. And I'm and ahhing about my margin rod, what to change on that one. But I've got 2 rods set up. I'm going to get them out quickly before it gets dark. Unfortunately, my bait boat's not working. You don't need it. it's not necessary to have it here. The only thing it really helps is to get you right tight to that island. But to be fair, there is a shelf just off that island, so I'm not too disappointed about that. I'm just going to do an underarm flick, get them out there. As you see, just done some mesh bags, get them on there. So I've got a bit of bait there, get some bait over the top. Fingers crossed that'll help for the last light bites. Let's see how we go on.
That's my favorite color right now. Hate to see your tears fall down. I wanna add jewels to your crown. No one should hold you down. No one should hold you down. Look, you got dreams, I do too. Mess around, put it on hold for you. Or we can add it up and do it both for you. Let's just say that I believe in you. I believe in you. And I'm never leaving you. Never leaving you. I believe in you. I believe
Sunshine, blue skies, gotta cry. Many supposed to cross crying. Since the pain, oh yeah. Listen.
And good morning. Unfortunately, no fish. I have had a few little knocks and bites. Just trying to decide what to do. I've been looking out of the water, and there's not really much movement at all. I have seen a few little bubbles, a few little fizzing, which I think is feeding bubbles. So I think I'm gonna go for that as my next spot. It's time to really sort of juice up my boilies. I think I made some paste, so I'm actually going to try that. I haven't used that tactic in a long time. So yeah, I'm going to try some paste around the boilie, around the lead. I may even change spots. So like I said, I've seen that one spot with a fizz in, which I'm going to try, which is a little bit back from the shelf, so more into the channel. Margin really hasn't done anything at all, apart from a little knock I had last night before bedtime. But yeah, it's lovely down here, and it's Aaron's birthday, so let's keep that positivity going. Hopefully one of us can catch a fish. I'd love him to catch a fish, to be honest. If it's just one of us on this session, I'd love Aaron to be able to catch a fish on his birthday and perhaps beat his PB. There is a great possibility that either of us could smash our PB in this lake. I'm pretty sure they go up to 45 pound of carp in here, so yeah, that would be pretty incredible. And the cats as well, like I mentioned before, they're massive. It's a little bit eerie to think that there's these big creatures just swimming right by your feet when you're at the bank. But hey, yeah, it's so nice down here at Coking Farm on Woodland Lake. Looking forward to the rest of the day. We've still got another 24 hours to go, so plenty of time to turn this around and get some fish on the bank. Fingers crossed, guys. Let's get this bait boat loaded, guys. Bunch of boilies. As you can see, I've put paste on the lead and the boilie. Really giving it a go. Something I haven't done for a while, using paste. And some pellets. As for this one, this is my margin rod, and I'm going to mix it up a little bit. So like I said, I'm going to put the paste on, the paste I put on the previous thing, I've put on this one as well. So I've got paste on the lead. I've got a nice fresh 18mm liver boilie and a stringer made up. I didn't even know I had this left over. This was left over from my Storm Dara trip. So yeah, I've got a stringer with the bubblegum boilies on there. I've just baited up margin just there. Gonna get this one flicked out. Fingers crossed for a fish.
Gotta stay focused. Gotta calm down. Gotta relax. Gotta control it. Gotta control it. Be in my zone. Be in your zone. Gotta find a cure. Gotta find a cure. A way to calm down. Be human again. Be human again.
Right guys, I don't know if you can see, but right there, literally, off the edge of my swim, where I almost fell in last night, Calamity Chris again, is going to be a saying that's probably going to continue for the next 24 hours. But there's some fizzing right there. I'm going to go and get my margin rod and just plonk it in there if I can. Watch this space. Wow, it's being really, really hard down here. And I've just had a walk around the lake, and it's one person's caught on this lake. Somebody's just had a 50-pounder from Meadow just across the way over there on one of the other lakes this morning. But yeah, this particular lake, Woodland, is proven to be really, really difficult at the moment. But with the knowledge that there are some big catfish in here, and yes, I'm not a cat fisherman per se, but having caught that big one before, I do feel quite confident that if I do get one, I can do quite well with it. But yeah, so I'm going to try and go for one of those catfish. I have done a little bit of research just so I have a rough idea of what I'm doing, but it's pretty much carp tactics, but a little bit bigger. I mean, that one I actually caught back last summer. If you go back and have a look at that video, that was actually caught on one of the small bubblegum boilies. So that was purely carp tactics. But this time I am going for I've tied a really big rig, so it's a hair rig, probably twice as large. I've got some homemade tuna style boilies, which I'm going to put on with a bit of tuna paste. And really, I'm going to just try and target them. And still, that tactic might even pick up a big carp. You never know. So yeah, I'm going to just try that, just for a change, and see how we get on, guys. So yeah, I'll show you that rig in a minute, and I'll show you the bait. So the first component of this rig, guys, is this 40-pound leader. Lead-free leader. You have to have that here. Tied to this line, which I'm quite happy with this line. There's no need to change that. That's an 18-pound line. I'm sure that can handle most of the fish in here, or all the fish in here. So yeah, that's the first part of this rig. Yeah, and the second part of this rig, the one I've just been tying, it's just a really large. I don't know if you can see that. Oop, where has it gone? So it's a size 4, which is the largest hook you're allowed to use here. Size 4 crank hook with a really, really long hair, because I plan to put 2 big boilies on there with a bit of paste around it. So yeah, that's the rig I got, and it's quite a long one too. I'd say that's probably about 12 inches long. That's what we're going to attach to that leader, with a 4-ounce lead as well. So let's see how we go on with that, guys. So yeah, that's massive. I would say that's probably a 25mm, but they're homemade, so I'm not completely sure. But that's a tuna flavoured boilie. I'm actually going to top it, guys, with the one of the freebies getting a shot, the Pro Stim liver. I'm sure they'll probably be getting fed on these by a lot of people, so why not? They're probably used to that flavour here too. So I'm going to top it with that and make a little snowman out of it. And that's the finished rig. Pro Stim liver with a 25mm tuna snowman rig on a very long hair, fairly long hook length, 4-ounce lead, and a nice strong leader. Let's give that a go. And where that's going is just there, guys. Can't see at the moment because they haven't grown, but if you look on our previous things, there is a big lily pads there, and from what I understand, catfish love to hug the margins here, so I've been baiting that area up already. Let's see if we can get a cat. it's now coming up to 4 o'clock on day 2, so we've been here for 30 hours. But we've got 18 left, so let's look at it that way. We've still got 18 hours left to try and get ourselves a fish, and I'm going to enjoy tonight. I enjoy any time on the bank, but it's Aaron's 40th tonight, so we are going to have a bit of a fun time. Not too much because the fishing is the priority here, but we're going to have a little bit of a social. I'm going to try a different bait. I'm not going to say what that bait is just yet, but I'm going to try a different bait on 2 of the rods. You saw the catfish rod that I sent out, or the one that sort of is geared towards getting a catfish. You saw that one go out. That one's going to stay. Going to juice that one up and put some more bait over the top. But I am going to change the 2 baits. They're going to be really bright coloured wafters. We're going to see how we're going to get on with those. Send them out with the bait boat just for the evening to get a nice little bit of bait over the spots. I haven't done any baiting today, just to sort of calm it down a bit. I was putting it in regularly, but I haven't done any for a few hours. So I am going to send a bit of bait out now, ready for before dinner. I'm going to order from the Gone Fishing Cafe. Honestly, I've mentioned it before, but the food from that cafe is amazing. And it gets delivered to your swim on a quad bike, which is awesome. So yeah, we're going to have that. I've got Aaron a birthday cake, so don't tell him. But yeah, we're going to sing happy birthday to him. Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to the evening, regardless of whether we get a fish, but I'm going to put all the effort in so I can. Birthday boy over there. So yeah, this one, guys, I'm going to, this is the catfish one. I'm just going to put some bit of paste around the lead and the bait and see how we get on. A bit of my homemade green goo. Alright, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Aaron.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, mate.
Hip hip.
Wee. Hooray.
Hip hip.
Hooray.
Hooray. Hip hip.
Hooray.
Hooray.
One for luck.
Hip hip.
Hooray.
I know what you're wishing for. I wish to catch the biggest fish out of Coking Farm tonight.
There are some big ones.
Well, unfortunately, guys, there's no fish at all so far, but it was really, really nice. So Wiggy and Minnie have been on this channel previously to come down and share the evening with Aaron and make it a little bit more special. I had that cake saved, he didn't know about that. Got 4 little candles, and I quite like the cheesiness. It's what you do for your best mates, isn't it? Yeah, as you can tell, the social's gone quite well, but it's only 10 o'clock, so I'm going to put a little bit more effort in, see if I can get a tiny bit more bait, but it's going to be a tiny bit because that amount of bait that I've been putting in, maybe again it's been turning it off, but we're on that cusp of the period where heavy baiting is good or it might not be. But unfortunately, nobody's been catching on slate so far apart from the swim above. So one of the tactics must pay off. Well, they're just sat there, they're just not feeding. We've still got some time, but if not, I'll see you in the morning with a goodbye video. And yeah, gonna get a good night's sleep, guys. Morning, guys, and unfortunately there is nothing to report from last night at all. Aaron did say he had a little pickup run, but speaking to everybody else on the lake, this has pretty much been the story of the weekend, to be honest. We had one guy catch across the way yesterday, which made it look a little bit hopeful, and we've had moments of stuff that gave us hope. But yeah, unfortunately, I've tried all the tactics I possibly could, but it was really nice to get out. It really was, to celebrate Aaron's 40th birthday with him. Just a shame that neither of us could get a fish, but we have got 2 hours left. Just start the pat down process. Hate the pat down process, but if you do it slowly, it's not too bad, is it? So yeah, we just started the pat down process. I'm going to chill out, watch a little bit of the Formula One. I quite like that, and then yeah, it's time to go home. Fingers crossed I can get a fish. If not, I'll see you on the next video, guys.
We're gonna do this one the right way. I believe in you. Trap, dreams. Yeah. I know you only saw me for a few times.